Ladies and gentlemen, lots to go through. Lots of news that's popping off. Finally, Chelsea have announced Lesley Ugochukwu. There's a whole heap of other news to go through. There's Lesley Ugochukwu that we get to touch on. There's Axel Disasi news. There's some update on Caicedo. There's updates on so many players. You don't want to miss out on this. Stay tuned. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea have announced officially Lesley Ugochukwu. Now, there's, not that long ago after that Fulham game post-match, Pochettino said that he looks like he's going to be going out on a loan to Strasbourg. He didn't say Strasbourg directly, but he said that most likely he's going to be going out on a loan. But the conversation today seems to be that, Pochettino wants to see him. He's joined up with the team in USA tour. He's in the training session. His first training session is happening today. So Pochettino is keen to see him, and we'll see whether he features against Dortmund. So look, ladies and gentlemen, some of you guys absolutely hyped me up about this particular youngster. I did see some of his clips. It does look a little bit raw, but yeah, there is a talent in there. There's no doubts about that. Obviously, he's done really well last season in Liga. And a lot of people are saying that he's a mix between between a Vieira and Pogba. And if this youngster, one day grows up to be of those caliber of players, why not? Without the Pogba injury, of course. So look, a loan to Strasbourg looks more prominent at this stage. But we'll see if he features against Dortmund and if he impresses. But I think a loan to Strasbourg is more prominent. And who better to be coached by than Patrick Vieira himself over there? So, look, I think that will be the case in regards to Lesley Ugochukwu. But what to look out for in the future, man. I mean, hopefully we don't have to go and keep buying players from clubs like Brighton and get done with the price tag. So hopefully we can build our own gems. Chelsea have signed Lesley Ugochukwu on a 7-year deal, so it's a long-term deal for this youngster. So yeah, man, as I said, one eye for all of us Chelsea fans will be on Strasbourg, because we will be sending a bare minimum. I think we can send 3, and I'm pretty sure we'll send 3. And there is another special little news on Strasbourg, which I'm going to give you guys right at the end. So you need to stay tuned for that. Potentially a player that could become a Chelsea player down the track. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Axel Disasi has passed his medical. He is now a Chelsea player. There you go. Boom. This is going to hopefully be announced, I don't know, within the next 24 hours, maybe after the Dortmund game. I think that will be a sensational way to finish off the preseason. Axel Disasi will join up, I'm pretty sure, with the team. Whether he joins up with the team in the United States, I don't think so, because we've only got one more match and then we're leaving. So potentially we'll see him in Cobham. I feel like with a couple of weeks still left, even after the Dortmund game, there might be a couple of games in-house. So maybe Axel Disasi can participate on that and really shape up for the upcoming season. I don't expect him to start immediately for us. I think it's going to be a little bit of adaptation, of course. But wow, the future of Levi Colwill and Axel Disasi combining together, I think that looks really good. Of course, for the time being, it will be Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill, with Badiashile still recovering from his injury, and Chalobah, I think, is going to be sold very, very soon. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, some Moisés Caicedo update. I don't know what is going on. Seriously, I don't know. Are Chelsea going to stick around and play this out till the end of the transfer window, or are they going to move on? It looks like Brighton only wants 100 million. I don't know. And then there's the whole Robert Sanchez situation. If we buy Robert Sanchez, can we get a bit of discount for Caicedo because we are taking Robert Sanchez off you? I think we are going to get Robert Sanchez. It looks like we're going to get Robert Sanchez, but we'll talk about Moisés Caicedo now. Moisés Caicedo's agent recently made a 24-hour trip to USA. He met Brighton in hope of a breakthrough, but they still stuck to their position. This is from Ben Jacobs. Look, if they're stuck on the 100 million, we got to make a decision. Are we gonna hit the 100 million, or we just gonna be staying staunch on our grounds? Because if that's the case, Brighton ain't going to move. And now it's getting to a point where it looks like Chelsea's kind of threatening Brighton by saying, hey, we got other targets that we can move on to. Here are the other targets. It is understood based on data. Look, I don't want people like Nathan Gissing. I know he's a journalist. Please don't talk about just based on data. Football should not be just based on data. It should be data plus what you see as well. Chelsea feel Alvarez would partner well with Enzo in midfield. Now, look, he very well may do so. I've seen Edson Alvarez in Ajax. There are some parts that he looks good, but there are other parts where he's not as good as Caicedo. It's simple as that. Caicedo is an absolute monster. Edson Alvarez is decent enough. Saw him in the World Cup as well for Mexico. That didn't move me that much as a defensive midfielder. But you never know. Under Pochettino, with the combination of Enzo Fernandez, maybe there could be something there. But the bottom line here is Chelsea are looking to threaten Brighton by saying, hey, we're ready to give you 85 million guaranteed fee, but if you don't want that, we'll move on. And a club like Brighton, they should really think about, like, that's solid money. That's a lot of money for them. At the end of the day, they are a selling club. So if they hold on to Caicedo, you just never know what can happen next season. You know, his price could go up to 100 million plus, or his price could go down. Who knows? There could be injuries. There's a lot of different variables, and I don't know whether you should take a gamble on 85 million like that. That's just my thought, saying that you're a selling club. Brighton made it clear on Saturday it is in a meeting with Caicedo's agent that 100 million is still the price tag, and they are refusing to budge. This is coming from Nathan Gissing. Earlier on today, we saw that there was links with what's his name? The American Tyler Adams, and there was another. I think it was Edson Alvarez as well. Romeo Lavia links still, looming around. Even though I don't think Romeo Lavia is moving to Chelsea, I think he's very, very close to Liverpool. But seems like Chelsea have got other options as well. Edson Alvarez looks like is turning out to be an option. I thought Edson Alvarez was moving to Dortmund. With Tyler Adams, he is injured though. He is injured, and it seems to be somewhere around 3 to 4 more weeks for him to recover. So, not sure how much that particular player that we can pursue due to those injuries. Talks between, this is latest in regards to Caicedo. Fabrizio Romano literally just dropped this, but to be honest, it's not much of a news. Talks between Chelsea and Brighton for both Moisés Caicedo and Robert Sánchez took place also today. Chelsea want to sign both. Discussions between the two clubs continue while gap in valuations remain. Sanchez keen on the move. So Robert Sánchez, apparently personal terms should not be an issue. He is surplus to requirements for Brighton. Brighton are looking to offload him, and we're looking to get a secondary keeper. I feel like Robert Sanchez is not just a secondary. Look, he's not a mind-blowing keeper, but I rate him. I've seen how he builds up his distribution with Brighton and how important he was for Brighton. Obviously, when Roberto De Zerbi came in, there might have been a bit of a fallout with the goalkeeper. That can happen. Much like it happened with Leandro Trossard as well, with Roberto De Zerbi. When new managers come in, things like that can happen. So for me, Robert Sanchez, I wouldn't even pencil him down as an out-and-out number 2. I think he can definitely challenge Kepa to be a number 1. But the news still is there is a gap in valuation for Moisés Caicedo. So look, I can't believe it's come to a situation. I really thought we're going to have Moisés Caicedo before the start of the season, but that's not to be. It is a bit disappointing, actually highly disappointing. We're going to start the Premier League season without Moisés Caicedo, and let's see if we even end up getting Moisés Caicedo by the end of the transfer window. Next up, there is a member of the Chelsea board who really appreciate Dusan Vlahovic. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. I know some of you guys are very much in favor of Dusan Vlahovic. I know a lot of you guys are not in favor as well. Look, do I understand what Pochettino wants? Of course I understand it. He said it post-Fulham game that I'm happy with Nkunku and Jackson, Nicholas Jackson. But if the club thinks that they can provide us with a new profile, no problems. And Vlahovic is definitely that new profile. But yeah, what I hate about this situation is there's quite a few things. And one, the biggest thing that I like about this situation is that we can get rid of Romelu Lukaku. But now this price tag, Juventus wants something like 35 million to 40 million. Juventus want something like 35 million, which is 40 million euros, plus Lukaku for Vlahovic to join Chelsea. Chelsea still haven't decided yet whether they want to sign him and are still discussing internally. So what I like about it is we get to get rid of Romelu Lukaku. He's an absolute disease. Fantastic news that we get to move him on. The price tag, I didn't mind when it was about 25, I think they said about 25 million or something like that on top of Lukaku, but now it's looking like it's going towards 35 million. Why are we paying so much? Juventus are looking to get rid of Vlahovic as well. It's a two-way street here. It's not like Juventus are looking to keep Vlahovic and we're looking to steal Vlahovic from them. No. Juventus are looking to get rid of Vlahovic as well. And they want Romelu Lukaku. So why can't we get a bit of discount on this price? 35 million plus Romelu Lukaku. That seems a bit mad to me. That seems tiny bit mad to me. If that 35 million was about, say, 25 million, okay, fair enough. No problems. You want a different profile. We want to have a different style of striker. But we also need to understand Vlahovic is far more advanced in terms of experience in top leagues. So you'd think he would demand to start. And on top of that, his wages. He's on good wages. And he won't come to Chelsea Football Club for less than 150k. He'll come for somewhere close to 200k for sure. And when you're paying that level of wages, you're already creating a bit of a division that this guy demands to start. You need to understand the ecosystem, the pyramid. Do you know what I mean? If you're earning a lot of money, you don't come to warm the bench. And this is where my qualm is at the moment with this situation. We've got Nicholas Jackson, and I'm so focused on giving him a proper run. He's shown immense quality already. A lot of people are already slandering Nicholas Jackson, saying, oh, this guy's not better than Vlahovic. Come on, man. Have a look at some of Vlahovic's clips all over, for the past few seasons. Yeah, he's a very good finisher. But when it comes to pace, Nicholas Jackson beats him in pace. When it comes to hold up, link up, Nicholas Jackson, if anything, is probably better. I'm not saying Vlahovic is not good. Vlahovic's hold up is very good. Link up is not bad either. But Nicholas Jackson, we saw the give and goes. We saw how he holds up and he brings others in. Like, time to give an opportunity and believe and stay focused and be patient on what we have, as opposed to just creating a mess in the dynamics of the team. The team is looking all right. And don't forget, there was rumors about getting Ivan Toney in January. A lot of you guys want Ivan Toney. So what is it? You want Ivan Toney or you want Vlahovic? Let's wait around. January, some people are getting worried that Nicholas Jackson will have to go to African Cup of Nations. All right, no problems. This is why I've said just keep someone like Amanda Broya in the background. Let him still continue on. Amanda Broya all of a sudden didn't become a bad player. Of course, he got a really big injury, no problems. But let's see how that turns out to be. Let's see. It's not a pressing need right now that we definitely need someone to back up Nicholas Jackson. Nkunku so far has shown by Pochettino that he's looking to have Nkunku sometimes start up front. Occasionally, not always, because predominantly it's going to be Nicholas Jackson. And then come January, if we do get someone like Ivan Toney, and I would probably prefer Ivan Toney ahead of Vlahovic. Premier League proven. Some of these Italian strikers, I'm not sure how well they can fare in the Premier League. So that's just my 2 cents in regards to that. But having said all of that, if Vlahovic does come to Chelsea Football Club, I'm not going to be against the player. I'm not going to be rooting against him. Of course, I'm going to be supporting him for all the people that are getting worried that, oh no, Miz is going to go rogue on this particular player. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. If he comes in, I'm going to wish him the best luck, and I hope he does well. And maybe he could probably combine with Nkunku fantastically as well. Nkunku could probably feed off him. And Nkunku's game could probably elevate to the next level to have a striker like Vlahovic. Vlahovic is a cool finisher inside the box as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope Chelsea are not just getting Vlahovic for the sake of getting rid of Romelu Lukaku. I hope they've actually done extensive, research on him and actually thought that, this guy is going to fit in the Premier League like a glove. Chelsea are not overly settled on the striker position. Amanda Broya could leave on loan. And look, once again, I understand this. He's coming back from a massive injury. He hasn't had a preseason, so a loan move could be the way to go about to kickstart his career. I just thought that having him in the team and giving him minutes just off the bench to kick him going again, that might be a fruitful thing to do for this season. A lot of people are expecting us to challenge for the title immediately. It's a gradual process. If you look at what Arsenal's done, over the last few years, and I'm not saying let's follow that module, but Arsenal are in a situation now they're probably going to be competing on a regular basis. Last season, they finally challenged for the title. This season, they're going to challenge for the title 100%. And from here on in, they're just going to keep adding a little bit, and keep challenging. We're not there to go from 12th to challenging to the Premier League title immediately. That's just my personal opinion. It's a gradual process. We need to stay patient. There are other strikers that we need to have plans for. David Fofana down the track. We're thinking about getting Eli Wahi. Like, there needs to be planned for all of these moves. You don't want to get into a situation where you have 4 left backs right now. Cucurella, Ben Chilwell, Ian Martson, Lewis Hall. And there's some news about Lewis Hall potentially going out on loan. There's news about Cucurella as well. Apparently, he could potentially, be sold as well. So, look, you want to stay away from this. Internally, Chelsea view Michael Olise as more of an attacking midfielder rather than the winger. So this makes me think maybe we're not going to get Kudus to a certain degree. I mean, obviously, this is coming from Nathan Gissing, but Michael Olise could be a direct sort of rotational piece with Nkunku just behind the striker, where he could potentially feature in combination with Nicholas Jackson up front, which then opens up room on that right side that, hopefully someone like Angelo Gabriel can stick around and have competition for Madueke. And that is the next bit of news in regards to this. Noni Madueke is back in training and could feature against Dortmund. So hopefully we get to see him. We haven't been able to see Noni Madueke at all in this preseason, which is a shame. Angelo Gabriel is currently part of Maurizio Pochettino's plan and could stay, having previously expected to leave on loan. So I like this. And I've said it recently. Yeah, we might have predetermined a loan move for Angelo Gabriel, but he's shown very, very good quality. Yeah, last game against Fulham, not the greatest outlook from him coming off the bench, but overall, I'm very impressed, very, very impressed about his skill set. And why not have Angelo Gabriel around along with Noni Madueke on that right side, and that will sort out the situation. This is what PY said: left wing Sterling, Mudryk; right wing Madueke, Angelo; attacking midfield Nkunku, Olise, or Kudus. So that absolutely makes sense, and could also add Martin, since this is the current plan, very fluid and dynamic. So yeah, I absolutely like this. And as I said, there's some news floating around in regards to Marc Cucurella as well. Potentially Chelsea are open to selling him. So Martin could feature as a left back too. Martin at the moment can feature anywhere. Such a utility player, you just need him in the team. Robert Sanchez could be available for around 20 million. Look, at 20 million, I'm willing to tango with Brighton one last time. But what's the difference here? Let's just, how about this? We give Caicedo 100 million and let's just get Sanchez for free. Let's just do that. Why don't we do that transaction? Since we value Caicedo at 85 million anyway, and we're going to pay 20 million, well, let's just give you that Caicedo money for 100 and just give us Sanchez as well on top. But Brighton, of course, I'm not going to do that. At 20 million, definitely, I don't mind him at Chelsea Football Club, but it will be a bit of an annoyance to me if we still end up paying 100 million for Caicedo, after paying 20 million for Robert Sanchez as well. Give us some discount on the Caicedo situation, man. Lewis Hall is expected to leave on loan. This is probably been expected, honestly. He's not featured too much in preseason. Last game against Fulham in the second half, he was the standout. But see the mess we're in, with Cucurella and Chilwell. A player like Lewis Hall has to go out on a loan. And this is what I'm saying with the striker situation as well. Don't want to put yourself in a mess where we're sending we've sent David Fofana on loan to Union Berlin, and he could absolutely blow up there. We're potentially buying Eli Wahi, and he's going to go to Strasbourg or somewhere, and he could do well there. And then we are sending Armando Broja on loan as well. and he could potentially look to kickstart his career. And then you're going to have next season a mess because you've signed Vlahovic for exorbitant amount of money. Well, not exorbitant amount of money, but wages and all of that. Yeah, and if Vlahovic does well, then you're stuck with the situation that you're probably going to have to let go of Armando Broja, whoever else. So let's see what happens. But in this case, Lewis Hall, ladies and gentlemen, is expected to go on a loan. I hope he gets a Premier League loan. I hope he does well. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, this is the news that I wanted to give you guys. Blue Coat news. Arsene Zakarian is getting closer to Strasbourg after talks with Lazio stalled. So for some of you guys that was saying, is there some news on Zakarian? I like this player, man. I've seen a lot of his clips when we were initially linked with Zakarian. This guy is a creative monster, man. He's gonna be a sensational acquisition if we do end up getting him down the track. Look, if Strasbourg gets him, I think once again, you best believe we have to watch Strasbourg. What an acquisition this will be. There were complications in getting him because of his the Russian background and all of that, playing in the Russian league, and the war in Russia and how United Kingdom have an embargo on Russia. But if he does end up going to Strasbourg, Mr. Todd Bowley and Egbali have found another loophole. If he can go to Strasbourg, then he's no longer in the Russian league, and then we can potentially get this player to Chelsea Football Club down the track, buying him off Strasbourg, which is an internal purchase. So very, very good news. Let me know how you feel about this. I know some of you guys will be absolutely buzzing about it. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Pochettino. In the last few weeks of the window, maybe some things are going to happen. So Pochettino hinting that there's few things still that could happen till the end of the window. And I fully believe this is probably the case because the season's just around the corner now. And there's still Hakim Ziyech that hasn't moved on. Romelu Lukaku we haven't found a solution for. And we need to include few players in our team. And some players will be going out alone. So lots to happen still. Colwell now joins Reece James as the powerful counterexample that Bowley and Clearlake can hold up, that the very best academy products will always have a first-team pathway, and that every reasonable measure will be taken to ensure they feel appropriately valued and important. So there you go. For all the people that say, these academy players, they don't seem to be any pathways for them. Well, incorrect. Reece James, Colwell, the best of the best. And that's how it should be. Not everyone. The best of the best will make it at Chelsea Football Club. It's simple as that. And Chelsea will do their level best to keep them. And that just shows all the other players that have left. Academy Chelsea players coming from the academy, i.e. Mason Mount. Chelsea ultimately didn't believe in his quality. Didn't think he was off the caliber of Reece James and Colwell. Even though Reece James, he gets injured quite a lot. He is injury prone, but on his day, when he's absolutely fit, there's not many that are better than Reece James. He's in fact world-class quality. And Colwell potentially could become world-class quality as well. So the best of the best from the academy should always have a pathway at Chelsea Football Club. Last but not least, I wanted to share this with you guys. A goodbye message from Lewa Colwell to Brighton. Very classy message, but I just want to say, no one can tell me that Lewa Colwell didn't think or contemplate to join Brighton at some point in his in recent times since the season finished. There would have been some feelings that he would like to go back to Brighton. Of course, now he's committed to Chelsea Football Club. We heard from David Ornstein, 6-year contract, I think. Nice bumper deal of in excess of 100K. But this message here lets me know that he definitely did think about it. And that's fine. You can think about it. But I'm glad that he's now fully committed to Chelsea Football Club. I'm proud to have played a small part in the club's success last season. Not a small part. Brighton made it to Europa. You gave me an opportunity to play in the Premier League when no one else did. I thank Graham Potter for first bringing me to the club, and to all the employees at the stadium and training ground for making it a great place to perform and develop. I love how he just said, you gave me an opportunity to play in the Premier League when no one else did. Deep down, he feels for Brighton. To the fans, you've always had my back since I got into the side. Your continuous support made me feel comfortable to play the way I wanted to play and not fear about making mistakes. You gave me a platform to shine and show my ability in the best league of the world. I will never forget that. You supported me. Lastly, Roberto De Zerbi, you challenge me every day. You made me think and see football in a different way. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you again, Levi Colwell. He's got mad praise for Roberto De Zerbi as well. So you best believe there was some thought that he wouldn't mind going back to Brighton. But as I said, I'm glad he's sticking around at Chelsea, and hopefully he becomes a monster at Chelsea. Some latest news: talks on Caicedo and Sanchez took place today between Chelsea and Brighton. Chelsea want both. Gap in valuation still remains, so we've touched on that. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the latest in everything that is floating around in Chelsea news at the moment. Let me know how you feel about all of this news. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.